Hi, I'm Carole Copeland Thomas. Two things are vital and essential to a successful diversity, multicultural, and inclusion campaign or initiative, and that's dialogue and discussion. Dialogue and discussion. I just worked with a great client here in Fall River, Massachusetts, and that's what we've been doing pretty much all week long, learning about each other, learning about the significance of the jobs that people have, and learning about the cultural value. You can take a place like Fall River, which goes back to the early 1800s being incorporated, but ultimately by the late 1800s and the early 1900s becoming the #1 textile manufacturing facility in the United States, second only to Manchester, England. Back here is the visitor center where we've had our activities, and I've learned so much because they have a permanent exhibit here about the history of Fall River and all the people who have come here, including some 20 plus countries early on, with people who came from all over Europe, Lebanon included, to make this an area that is great in and of itself. It's historical. I'm looking at some battleships that are behind me, the largest collection of World War II battleships in the region, in the area. But there's so much to say just about the region and the area that add to the conversation about diversity, add to the conversation about dialogue and discussion, and how that just sort of fits in terms of discussion and talking about your issues, and those two things really working hand in hand as we discover more about ourselves and we learn how these discussions and dialogues have everything to do with enhancing and advancing the cause of diversity, multiculturalism, and inclusion. Think about that when you're having, let's say, a conflict with someone. How can you sort of neutralize it so that discussion and dialogue become the essential elements for the solution that you need for the conflict that you have? We'll talk about that and so many other topics with the upcoming Multicultural Conference that's coming up in 2 weeks. We'd love for you to come, bring your staff persons, and participate in our dialogues and discussions as we advance the cause of diversity, multiculturalism, and inclusion. And if you can't come, it's okay. You can still register and become a member of the Multicultural Symposium Series, have access to our members-only website where all of the conference activities will be archived. Dialogue and discussion, two words, go hand in hand and essential in terms of advancing the cause of diversity, multiculturalism, and inclusion. This is Carole. Thanks so much for watching.